Hello there. This video is going to be the first in an ongoing series of shorter videos that look at the Toronto streetcar network, with a specific focus on the long abandoned and torn up parts of the streetcar network. So for this video, we're going to start with a streetcar line that really isn't all that well known because it existed a very long time ago and didn't exist for very long. And that streetcar is the Ashbridge Streetcar. So let's get into it. The story of this streetcar line begins in the 20th century. Around this time, Toronto's waterfront was developing rapidly. This development was industrial in nature and was based around the mouth of the Don River and the Ashbridges Bay area, an area today often referred to as the Portlands. During this time, the TTC did not exist yet and went for about a decade, so instead, streetcar services were operated by various companies. The company important to this story is the privately owned Toronto Railway Company, or TRC. Bearing in mind some conflict between the city and the company a few years prior, by 1916, the city and the TRC came to an agreement to construct a streetcar line to serve the newly developing Portlands area. This city also agreed to lay down tracks and build the other necessary infrastructure while the TRC would operate the line. Service on this line started on November 5, 1917. The line itself is quite short, with service starting at a small single-track terminal just south of Queen Street on the west side of the East Don Roadway, a very nondescript roadway that still exists today. Here, the line would also have a single-track connection to the Queen Streetcar line to allow vehicles to be stored at the nearby King Car House around King Street and St. Lawrence Street, although cars did have to back in and out to enter service. The line would run south on a two-track private right-of-way alongside the Don River and the aforementioned East Don Roadway to Eastern Avenue. Specifically the old Eastern Avenue, which was just about 100 meters south of the current Eastern Avenue. You can actually see the old Eastern Avenue Bridge from the Don Valley Parkway today. South of Eastern Avenue, the line would run on a trestle bridge to cross the Grand Trunk Railway line, which is today's Go Lakeshore East line. The line would run along this trestle until it reached Commissioner Street. At Commissioner Street, the line would head west along a center median right-of-way to a single-track terminal at Cherry Street. The line would only use one train during the off-peak, with service every 15 minutes or so. During rush hour, another streetcar would be added to reduce wait times to around 7 minutes. In 1921, service of the line was transferred from the TRC to the newly created Toronto Transportation Commission, and cars were moved to the newly rebuilt Russell Car House as the old King Car House was falling apart. After the transfer, though, service on the line would be short-lived, as on September 19, 1924, service was abruptly suspended and replaced by buses the next day. The reason for the abrupt stop to service was due to the trestle bridge being deemed unsafe, even though it was only 7 years old. As well, the TTC had begun using diesel-powered buses on lighter used routes and probably decided that the Ashbridge Streetcar's ridership simply didn't justify the expense of a repair to the trestle bridge, and instead a bus would better suit the needs of the area. The replacement bus service would follow an entirely different route using Cherry Street to serve the more developed areas of the Portlands. Sometime after service was stopped, the line was torn up and nothing of it exists today, save for some grassy medians along Cherry Street, now used for power line towers. If the line still existed today, it would almost certainly be a branch of the 504 King Streetcar line. The one difference I see happening is that instead of terminating at Cherry Street, the line would almost certainly head north to connect to the current Cherry Street streetcar line, which was built for the 2015 Pan Am Games. And in fact, this idea is in of itself not at all that far-fetched, since that aforementioned Cherry Streetcar line was constructed as the sort of precursor to an eventual extension of the streetcar back down into the Portlands. It may be hard to believe though, but the story of the Ashbridge Streetcar may in fact not be over. There are plans to one day extend Broadview Avenue south to the Portlands, and with it the streetcar line as part of the larger Portlands redevelopment plan and the East Bayfront LRT project. So, there may in fact come a day when we may see streetcars running along Commissioner Street again. And with that, I'll end this short video. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button because I have more like it on the way. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.